Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Never in my wildest dream would I have imagined that spending my graduation day in a strange country, or worse yet, in a hospital, would be my inevitable fate. But while some may see the glass as half empty, I choose to see it as half full. If it's one thing that COVID 19 has taught us, is that we can do anything from anywhere. If we can study online, sit exams online, then I can certainly graduate online. It has often been said that hard work and dedication truly pays off. And after 5 years of hard work, dedication, perseverance, persistence, and consistency at the Marjorie Based High School, I firmly endorse this statement. I address you today as the proud valedictorian of the class of 2023 with a smashing performance of 93%. I recently watched a video of a father whose son died the day before his graduation as he painfully collected his son's awards and diploma posthumously. Today, that is not my story. There is no setback too big for God's plan. My father will proudly collect on behalf of a son who has worked hard, persevered, beaten the odds, and has earned every accolade that will be bestowed upon him today. A valedictorian does not just poof out of existence. Graduation by itself does not come out of thin air either. You have to work for it. Just like anything else in life, you have to work for what you want. You have to earn it. And when you do, you have to claim it, be proud of it, and celebrate it. Allow me to turn my attention to my fellow graduates, class of 2023, and take a walk down memory lane. Do you remember when we first entered the walls of the Marjorie Based High School? Look at us now. Y'all ain't see Kason put on a few inches? Shooks, Dre, Aaron, Tiquan, y'all look like the trees at East Bay. You all so tall like that? Don't even let me get started on the girls. Dorisa, well, she's just Dorisa. The memories of first form were exuberant and full of life. I remember everyone being excited to now be in high school with all of their friends. Our form teacher, Mr. Garvey, surely initiated us in and made us feel comfortable. The life of high school quickly swept away the old style of having one teacher for all subjects to now having a teacher for each subject. And who can forget how we had to keep apologizing for calling the male teachers Miss? But who could blame us? We came from a school where Mr. Grant was the only male teacher and seriously outnumbered by female. I cannot forget that practical day in the home economics room where we were making breakfast. There was a fire in the room because someone burnt the pancake. I think we all know who that is. No one got hurt though. I'm sure my class also remembers that extra crispy egg I made. I call that the cock special. Who could forget our hard-working and devoted second form teacher, Mrs. Martin? She stuck with us through thick and thin and made sure that all of our assignments were submitted on time. Mrs. Martin, I know if you could have joined us today, you would. Your genuine love for us did not go unnoticed. I know you are listening from Grand Turk and beaming with pride. Our journey to this day truly began when the infamous COVID 19 virus did in the year 2020. Does anyone remember how catastrophic and derailing this event was? For an entire year, we had to resort to online learning. And while I can say it was indeed a reliable improvisation, it did not work out for everyone. There are just some learners who need that face to face experience. Despite this, we found comfort in knowing that there were so many places that had it worse than we did. There is one very important lesson that the pandemic taught us. I learned a hard lesson on cyberbullying and found myself, for the first time, in the hands of the law. Funny enough, the police was called because I screenshot a picture of a certain teacher during the online class and out of boredom created a very funny meme. I later learned though that the teacher only called the police because she thought Roger did it. Boy, you almost took that one for me. Soon enough though, we were back to face schooling. Forms 4 and 5 took a different turn. It was at this stage that we began to chart different pathways as we moved into different areas of specialization. Despite this, our very upbeat form teacher, Mrs. Davidson, ensured that we understood that we were one class. And today, look at us, class of 2023. We made it. We made it together. Despite the many SBAs and other challenges, we stand before you today proud. Time will not allow me to say all what I want to say, but I must say a huge thank you to all who played a role in our development. Our principal, vice principal, teachers, cleaners, groundsmen, truancy officer, and administrative officer. I want to single out my 4th form and 5th form subject teachers. Mrs. Felix, Mrs. Salman, now Graham, Mr. Clark, Mrs. Coleman, Miss Setram, Mr. Gordon, Mr. Gavi. Allow me to give a big shout out to my former math teacher, Mr. Denton Patterson. You boosted me all the way to a grade 2 in math in 4th form. And Mrs. Setram, thank you for my grade 2 in English. I cannot forget Mr. Hamilton. You were a gem not just to this community, but also to this school. You laid the foundation for me and my passion for music. And when we lost our teacher, you took your personal time to come and teach us on weekends to prepare us for our CXC. Mr. Hamilton, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, today, on behalf of the class of 2023, I salute all parents and guardians for their role in getting us to this place. You devoted your time, your skills, and your money to get us here. And we say thank you. We are forever indebted to you. Allow me to salute those who have contributed personally to where I am today. When I look at all that I have accomplished, I am truly thankful to God. I would like to thank God for my family, my very loving and caring father and mother, and my bigger brother and sister. We often sometimes underestimate the importance of family. I was blessed to have both a father and a mother as steady support throughout my entire life. And generally throughout my 5 years in high school, not everyone had this. And so I salute those among us today who never had this, but you made it. As I reflect upon my life, I am here today because I dared to think big. I stand proud of my accomplishments. Former prefect and current head boy of this noble institution, former member of the national football team, winner of $1,000 in the 2020 tourism video competition, junior musician in the church, your valedictorian, and more recently, the composer and singer of the very popular hit song, Why You Marry Me. And I believe that one day I will hit the stage as a professional musician and performer. Honorable Minister of Education and Honorable Minister of Culture, I throw out this as a challenge. We must invest more in the performing arts in our country. There is just too much underdeveloped talent in these areas, and currently nothing much in our country to motivate those who are interested in it. Thank God for that music festival that was planned and carried out earlier last month. We really were treated with just how much talent there is here in the TCI. Ladies and gentlemen, our theme for today, Think Big, Moving Forward with Purpose, says a lot to us. Whatever we will become starts with a thought and a recognition that we have a purpose. Class of 2023, let us think bigger than our home experiences, bigger than our school life, bigger than our little island South Caicos, and bigger than the Turks and Caicos Islands. Let us think outside the box and find our purpose. Class of 2023, let us make use of the opportunities that exist. Cast our eyes on what does not yet exist and play our part in the building of our nation, these beautiful Turks and Caicos Islands. Let us put God at the forefront of our lives, because without Him, we can do nothing. We made it. We did it. Now let us bask in it. God bless us all.